Right then, it is League Cup action time for Manchester United, and we are welcoming Barnsley to Old Trafford. Hopefully to just get them knocked out and it be nice and simple. We got back to winning ways at the weekend with a 3-0 win over Southampton. I think it was very, very important to help lift the mood of the club after what has been a pretty slow start to the season. I think the gaffer needed it as well. We have been a very good cup side under Ten Hag, so this could be the start of yet another slog in a cup competition. We have seen him win 2 trophies in the first 2 years at the club, and we've gone pretty far in the games that we haven't managed to win, or the cup competitions that we haven't managed to win as well. So I think there could be something in this for us. It's certainly served him well so far. I reckon in the back of his head, he's probably thinking, I'm probably only still in a job because I've been picking trophies up. So I think he'll rotate, but I also think it'll be stronger than we expect as well. And I wouldn't be surprised to see it being very, very strong. Now, Barnsley, on the other hand, saw what was a 3-game unbeaten run in the league come to an end after Stevenage smacked them about 3-0. They fell to 7th in League One. Darrell Clarke is the manager, and he does alternate between a back 3 and a back 4. I think it'll be a back 3, a 5 against United, though. His philosophy seems to put a lot of emphasis on pressing, and as we can see, if you can play over or through a press, that can cause all sorts of problems, or compact defensive structures. So I would expect him to probably forego a little bit of the pressing, look to go more compact, and probably try and focus on very quick transitions if and when they do win the ball. Now, Barnsley's got a bit of an ability to adapt these formations and player roles within those things changing, and the way the players change to those roles is a bit of a strength of theirs. And rather than having sort of like constant repeatable structured patterns of play, they do vary their route to attack, which makes them quite hard to sort of scout out what they're going to do, because they mix it up in a big way, which I think is a bit of a strength for them. And because of that, even though they were nilled at the weekend, they've actually scored the second most goals in the league and have had the most shots on target. So it works for them. And so far this season, we've seen Clarke's man management skills seem to have also resonated with the squad. He's got a bit of an environment where the players are very much encouraged to express themselves whilst maintaining tactical discipline, which as a coach is what a great position to be in if you can get buy-in for your players. They've got the confidence and permission to express themselves, and they're willing to play to your tactics. That's fantastic. Now, his teams are strong defensively, but they focus on very quick, very direct attacks when they win the ball back, which will be effective and is the only way a League One team could be effective against United. He likes players who can play multiple positions, obviously, because that helps him with the sort of tactical flexibility that he likes. And that means that it's going to be very hard to predict and break down exactly what they're going to do, whether it's the 3-4-1-2 that they like to play, or sometimes you'll see them in a 4-1-4-1. And regardless of what the actual shape is, the principles, the patterns, they're going to look quite similar regardless. And that's what makes it certainly problematic and a bit of a tricky fixture. Now, I'm still confident United are going to get the job done here, but I don't think it'll be anywhere near as easy as you would hope it to be. Star man for Barnsley, I think he's going to be Adam Phillips. 4 goals and an assist in 6 games so far this season. Joint top scorer. Hell of a right foot on him. Dangerous anywhere within the box. Anywhere within 25 yards, actually. Also, really, really good in the area. Genuine threat when he goes into the box. So if you're not minding your P's and Q's, if you're not checking your shoulder, he's going to find a little bit of a space. In terms of my United 11, what I'm expecting United to go with is as follows. I think it'll be Bayern or Heaton. I expect Onana gets the night off. I'm leaning more towards Bayern being given the nod. I love Tom Heaton, so I would love it to be Tom Heaton, but I do think it'll probably be Bayern that gets the nod there. And I think the back 4 will be forced into playing more players in it than you want. I ummed and ahed over the right back, and I was thinking, give Delo a run out at right back. Mazraoui's not had a pre-season, but then I'm thinking Delo's played about 1 million games of football in the last 18 months. Give him a night off. And I settled on give him a night off and play Mazraoui. Play Mazraoui alongside De Ligt. Gives us a little bit of continuity in that back line then. Bring in Maguire. Obviously the injury concern with Lisandro Martinez is a big injury concern. And give Harry Hamas his debut. Thought he would have featured this season. even off the bench. I think he's been primed for this, and I think he's ready for this, and I think he'll be good in this. And I think it'll be nice to see United having a very offensive left-back in the team with this one. Then I was thinking about midfield, and I think after that 45-minute cameo against Liverpool, Toby Collier has to play, right? There's no ifs, buts, or maybes around this. Toby Collier has to play. But I think so does Ugarte. Now, he might think I'll save Ugarte for Crystal Palace, but I think just even 45 minutes. Let him start, let him play 45 minutes, and then maybe switch him out for Casemiro. And I did think about Casemiro starting this one as well. And I did write down Casemiro at first. But then I was like, Bruno plays every game. He's going to play Bruno. But I thought, you know what? Eriksen probably isn't going to feature that much once Ugarte settles in. Do you give Eriksen some minutes? Massive decision here from Erik ten Hag. Because for once, he's actually got options in midfield. He might be able to bench an entire midfield. Mainu, Bruno, Casemiro, which has basically been our starting midfield for the start of this season. And he might be able to go with Eriksen, Collier, Ugarte. Finally feels like a little bit of depth. But I think he'll want some continuity in there. And even though I've written Eriksen, written Bruno, crossed them out, rewritten them, I think Collier, Ugarte, and Bruno is probably what he'll go with. But how sure am I? Well, not very, actually. I'm just thinking it feels like the most likely one. And it could be anyone else. It could be another academy player that we've not even thought of. Might be Jack Fletcher gets the nod. I'd be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised to see him on the bench, though. I think you go with Bruno and Ugarte and you've got a very strong midfield there. Because you've got to remember, he values the cup really highly. And he should, really. Because it's probably the reason he's still in the job. Collier has obviously shown that he trusts him enough to play him in the league. So he's definitely playing. Unless he's got a knock, I'm certain Toby Collier is playing in this game. The others I'm not sure on. So what I've written down and what I've eventually gone with is Collier, Ugarte and Bruno. And I wouldn't mind seeing that. And I think that does the job. And it gives a couple of people a night off. But I also wouldn't be surprised to see Casemiro play. Now, whether Casemiro treats it like he should do, or if he's like, the fuck am I playing in this game for? Could go either way, man. Which is why I went with Collier, Ugarte, Bruno. And the forward line. I've gone with Ahmad. Slightly lack of options, I think. I've gone with Ahmad, Garnacho, and Wheatley up front. And the only one I'm resting, I'm not really resting Mark because I'm giving Garnacho an opportunity. He's obviously played more minutes this season than Rashford has. The only one I'm resting and protecting, really, in the whole team, actually. Well, there's two. Mainu, I'm taking out the team he's played a hell of a lot of football. Let's pump the brakes a little bit on him. But Xerxes. Because until Højlund is back, United are provably poor without a striker. So Xerxes needs to be looked after a little bit. Wheatley, go and show us what you can do, son. And I think that would be a very good utilisation of the squad. And if it's not worked, last 30, bring Xerxes on and go for it. But I think that team strikes a nice balance between having enough to get the job done, respecting the opposition enough to get the job done, and giving opportunities to some players. Like you've got, Amas, Collier and Wheatley, three youngsters kind of littered throughout the team. Three youngsters with big ceilings as well. Could probably get the job done. Now, in terms of match winner for United, I think Garnacho, he seems to be the most electric at the moment when he's coming off the bench, but there's a good opportunity for him to start here. Decent enough cameo against Southampton. He's in goal scoring, goal creating form at the moment. If he starts, I would bank on him to score. And there's an opportunity here, if the manager treats this correctly, there's an opportunity here. You get an arm around him as you're in the warm-up and you're like, listen, you put in a 10 out of 10 today, you're starting against Palace on Saturday. Though that's how a good manager's got to sort of put it in the head of this lad. If you are looking for a great sports betting experience, then sign up with Hollywoodbets and enjoy this incredible welcome offer. Get to £10 in free bets with your first free qualifying bet losses. And here's how it works. If you sign up using my link in the description, deposit using your card and place your first 3 bets on the sportsbook, each bet must be at least £10 with minimum odds of 1.5. These bets can be on any sportbook market and will qualify you for the offer. For each of your first 3 bets that you lose, you'll receive a £10 free bet up to £30 in free bets. And your free bets are valid for multiples as well as at least 3 events where each leg has minimum odds of 1.4. The total odds for the bet must be at least 3.0. Listen, there's more. If you place at least 2 qualifying bets, you'll also get 20 free spins on a slot game, John Hunter and the Book of Tut respin. To claim the offer, just make sure that you place your qualifying bets within 3 days of signing up to Hollywoodbets. For full terms and conditions, check the link in the description. Remember, you must be 18 or older to register, and always gamble responsibly. If you need support, visit gambleaware.org. Now, how'd you beat them? Well, you got to be strong in the penalty area, and I think De Ligt and Maguire would be all right with that. Set pieces and box defending, they'll be fine with against quite direct opposition. They're both physical and strong. They shouldn't have a massive drama with that, but you can't switch off because Adam Phillips can get around you. He's got very, very good movement. So you can't switch off, but you're physical and big enough to be able to cope with what they're going to throw at you. And then match the intensity, and the quality should just take us away from them, because the intensity and the scrappiness of the game will be what brings it down to their level. It's a cup final for them. It's at Old Trafford. Expect them to give everything they've got. That intensity will be a bit of a leveler for the first 20, 30 minutes. If you can make no mistakes in that time, or even get yourselves in front, come the second half, it would be first, second gear and quite easy for us. But if you give them anything to play for, you give them an early goal that they can now defend, it's going to be a long old day. Anyway, that's it from me. Please give us your score predictions. But more importantly, give us your appearance predictions. Which players are you wanting to see in this? For me, I'm very happy for Collier if he gets a run out here, but Amas is the one that I'd be very, very happy to see that he's in the manager's thoughts, because we need options at left back, and I think he didn't put a foot wrong on the tour, so I'd very much like to see him given an opportunity. But let me know yours in the comments. I'll see you in a bit. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.